Hi friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Let's start the Indian economy by Sanjay Verma, chapter wise series. I'll be covering this content in 3-part videos. So let's begin. As we all know, in every economy there are goods and services being produced or rendered. Every good and every service has a monetary value, that is money value, in its local currency. Let's say this is a crayon box. This crayon box has a monetary value of rupees 25, or this man is teaching a particular subject for 200 rupees per hour. So that 200 rupees is the monetary value of this particular service. Concept of an output. So what is output? Let's consider this is our Indian economy. Okay, sorry for the poor drawing. So this is the Indian economy. Let's take a time period of 1 year or half year or quarter year. So in a 1 year time period, in this economy there are many goods and services being produced, and all these goods and services has some monetary value. If you add the monetary value of all these goods and services, you will get the output. Okay, output implies the aggregation of monetary value of all goods and services produced in an economy in a given time period, whether consumed or used for further production. Let's say you are a farmer. You have produced 10 units of wheat. Okay, so you are taking 1 unit of wheat to your home for your self consumption, and you are taking the remaining 9 units of wheat to the market for sale. Okay, but while considering or while calculating the output, you are going to consider all the 10 units of wheat you have produced. Output includes all the goods and services exchanged for money. Always remember, we consider only final goods in order to avoid overcounting. Okay, let's see an example. The farmer produces wheat. Okay, and the mill wala person produces flour out of this wheat, and the baker produces bread out of this flour. Okay, if you start counting all the 3 things, you will end up with overcounting. Okay, so in order to avoid this double counting or overcounting, you are going to include only bread for the calculation of output. That means only the final good you are going to consider. What about second hand car? While calculating output, will you include second hand car or other second hand items? The answer is no, because it has already included once when manufactured. So it does not amount to any fresh production. Okay. So who are the producers? Producers can be private companies like Reliance or Tata. It can be public sector companies like ONGC or Steel Authority of India Limited SAIL. It can be foreign companies like Dell, Nokia, Samsung, Infotech, etc. Or it can be an individual person like you and me, or it can be small and petty businesses. Okay, it means anybody can be the producers. Domestic output. So already you have got the concept of output, right? So output within the geographic boundary of country, irrespective of who the producers are, is called a domestic output. So anybody is producing something within this geographic limit, then it is domestic output. Factors of production. There are basically 4 factors of production: land, labor, capital, and entrepreneur. Okay, so land is the basic land or the building or the company, that is the land. Okay, there will be labors, there will be capital. Capital can be again 2 types. Okay, it can be fixed capital or it can be working capital. Fixed capital is nothing but machines which can be used in the long term, and working capital can be raw materials which will be used only in the which can be used only in the short term. And the human brain or the human capital, entrepreneurs, the risk taking persons. Okay, so when we say factors of production, all these things have some associated cost also. Okay, so rent for land, salaries and wages for labor, interest for capital, and profit for entrepreneur. Okay, so these are the associated cost. Again, whatever the rent is, that is the cost of land. At the same time, that is the income of land also, right? Jaise, the salaries and wages are the income of labor. Okay, it means that the associated cost and associated income both are same. Now let's consider I have a company. Okay, in this company I have land. Okay, land is what? Nothing but this building is the land. Okay, there are capital, labor, and myself, the entrepreneur. Okay, I'll be paying a rent of, let's consider a time period of 1 day. I'll be paying rent of 1,000 rupees for this land per day. I'll be paying rupees of 1,000 for this labor. I'll be paying 1,000 for capital, and myself the profit, myself getting a profit of rupees 4,000, let's say. Okay, so the total cost per day is 4 plus 3, that is 7,000. Okay, 7,000 is the total cost per day of my company, and this 7,000 is the total income of my company, and this 7,000, not my company, for all factors of production, and this same 7,000 is the output of my company. Okay, it means that cost, income, and output all are same. Now we have one more term to learn, that is product. It's very simple. You know what is product? What is product? Product is multiplication. I can't write properly, sorry. So product is nothing but multiplication. If you multiply the quantity of goods with the cost of goods, you will get the product. It is basic mathematics. We say na, two pence of 5 rupees each. 2 into 5 is equal to 10. So that is the product. So the conclusion is cost, income, output, product all are same. All are same. Let's talk about the national output. So domestic output is something within the geographic limit, and national output is something beyond the geographic boundaries. Okay. So when we consider national output, we consider the output of all Indian nationals across the country. Okay. So if you are adding the income of all Indian nationals, logically you must deduct the income of foreign nationals residing in your country as well, right? Yeah. So that is what we call net factor income from abroad. Okay. Net factor income from abroad. So what is national product? National product is domestic product plus income of Indians abroad minus income of foreigners in India. So let's say, yeah, this income of Indians so the income of Indians abroad minus income of foreigners in India is called net factor income from abroad. So we can also write the national product as domestic product plus or minus net factor income from abroad. What does this plus or minus indicates? This indicates that the net factor income from abroad can be positive or negative depending on whichever is more. An increased foreign currency denominated debt of a country or selling domestic assets to foreign entities will tend to reduce the national product, leaving the domestic product unchanged. So when we take a lot of debt from the foreign countries, or we sell domestic assets from foreign to the foreign entities, what happens? National product tend to reduce, leaving domestic product unchanged. So nothing will happen to domestic product, like in national product tend to reduce. Okay, hope you liked this video. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe to my channel. And if you have any queries or suggestions, please comment below. Thank you and bye bye.